Okay, we're out in the shop, obviously. Guessing from my attire, I guess you know I'm fixing to cut some metal and weld some things together. We're making a rack for the shop today to go over the workbench, have a shelf up top, have the legs come out at the bottom, 32 inches, 24-inch shelf, 82 inches tall on the back. Two of those spread 100 inches apart. And we're going to put, and it's all going to be 2-inch tube that we're making this frame out of. So in the, see if I can show you this. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. So in between the 100 inches at the end, I'm going to have 1 3/4 inch tubing that's about 3 to 4 inches long at the top, the bottom, and then out at the end of the shelf out here. So this is the top shelf, this is the bottom foot, this is the back 82 inches. So I'm going to have these 4-inch deals here, here, and here. This one's going to be about 3 inches off the ground because I don't want it in direct contact. So those will be the 100-inch stretchers across. Those will have holes and drilled and have pins put in those to keep those in place. So that's what we're doing today. Anyway, we're going to get busy, cut that up, get this thing welded together, and get this rack built. Thanks for coming in. See you back here in a minute. Okay, so obviously for the better part of me filming this, I've had no volume. I want to take a second while I've let this cool down. I want to take a second to point out the big monstrosity behind us over here with the welders on it. That is the infamous welding cart that started this whole entire channel. It's time for me to announce that we're fixing to get back on that. I have some nifty new tools that's going to help me get through that process even better. I was looking at, you know, metal benders and everything else to just cut the sheets, mark it, cut the corners out, bend them up. Through my research, and I bought a small 20-ton press, which you guys have seen me put together probably. So with that, I now have, from Evolution, my handy dandy little battery operated circular saw for metal. So this actually came in the package, was included, was a free bonus. I didn't even know it. That was pretty cool from Evolution. Thank you for Evolution if you're watching, or anybody that works for them. But when I bought my magnetic drill, okay, bought all the big ass bits, everything that goes with it, coolant and all that good fun stuff. Had it all set up to drill some holes, and I did on the welding cart. I actually drilled out some of the holes for the rails for the drawer guides. That is what drilled those holes in, so I could put those in with rivets. But now I'm able to cut this probably half of the way through that 16 gauge. Just cut a little groove and then bend it up with a pair of pliers, hold it down with clamps, bend it up, make my drawers, weld into corners, and we're off to the show. So that's the way we're gonna do that. But I thought I would go ahead and announce to you guys we're fixing to get back on that big monstrosity back there as soon as I get done with this. Okay? Anyway, now that we have volume, I know some of y'all might have been enjoying it, going, oh man, cool, he's quiet today. Anyway, we're gonna get back on this. I'm gonna get this welded back up before I drop that saw on the ground and ruin it and never get to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld this in, let that cool, then we're gonna get down here, we're gonna weld on the foot, put in the cross brace for that, get it all done. We're gonna weld it all up at the same time. So that way I don't have any of this, if you can see it, that way I don't have this thing trying to tweak in that way or out this way. So this had came in just a little bit from the heat of the welds, which I expected that. It was very, very little. So I was able to put this clamp on here, nudge it back out to square, tack weld this, let it cool. Now we're gonna heat it up and weld this thing through. So I'm gonna get busy on that real quick and get this thing moving. Good morning. We have got the rack up and in place. Got everything set up, got the lights on it, got the plywood on the rack, the shelf, got that loaded obviously. Slid into place. Cover a couple of things real quick, just so I know I'm covering this, in case I get asked. From leg to leg, 100 inches inside. 3 of these tubes, 2x2, 14 gauge, 1, 2, 3. 1 at the bottom, 4 inches off the ground, and then the 2 up top. Had the 1 3/4 square tubing, 14 gauge. Cut it 3 inches. We put all this together, drilled the holes, popped the pins in to make sure that's where they're going to set. Did that on all 3 of those. The legs are 82 inches high. The shelf coming out from back to front is 24 inches. The legs from back to front is 32 inches. The support braces cut on 45s on both ends. For the top 24-inch shelf is 26.5. The support brace on the bottom, 45s on both ends. Cut for that is 36 between the back leg and the foot. All right, so that should pretty much overall give you the footprint, dimensions, and how this was done. That's just a quick. I am going to come back eventually and add a shelf across the bottom here, raise these up. I have 5 of those. They'll go inset from these big ones. I'll have 2 of these, this one and 2 of these into the corner. Okay, I still have bolts, washers, nuts, junk, electrical connector, all kinds of stuff that I have sitting around my shop in buckets still. So trying to get it all organized. You guys know what I'm doing. Anyway, we're going to come back on a later video and add that shelf. It's going to be 6 inches deep. It's going to be just big enough to support these, because that's where those are going to live from now on. No matter where we go, where we set up, these will live under this rack. So it's their permanent home. Anyhow, we're going to get busy on the welding cart next. We're going to get the drawers, handles for the drawers, and then move on from there. I've been promising we're going to get back to the welding cart. That is what started this channel. I've got to get that thing done. It's bothering me. I don't like looking at it not finished, and it's been irritating me. Anyway, I've had a lot of other projects in the meantime, as you guys have seen, but we're going to get back on that welding cart and get that done. Anyway, we guys hope that you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on the rack, the build, anything about the build, leave it in the comments. Let us know that you like what we're doing. Any suggestions or comments on that would be great, right? Thank you for all my followers and all the viewers that are viewing our content. We appreciate that very, very much. We hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Be safe, be careful, be kind to one another, and we'll see you next time back here in the shop.